Well, I'll tell you one thing. It is an off-the-rails Thursday here in Studio 22. The mothership is flying into the nether regions of all things. Speaking of nether regions, is that shirt? Do we make shirts like that with the V-neck like it?
Steve?
Yeah. You didn't cut it? All right.
No.
Freedom!
Yeah, it's in V-neck.
That's awesome. You even got my face right there in your,
really?
almost to your navel. I mean, not my face, but it's got my name, my logo. That is fantastic.
I'm trying to wear your face.
Fantastic. It's party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. It is Thursday. We're headed hard into the weekend, and oh boy, Chance the Soulless Ginger Rapper is at the helm, flying us deep into these nether regions. Of course, Chris Cruz, the yet-to-be nicknamed Chris Cruz. So many ideas. They are coming. DC the Queen. She's already gone, but technically she's here today. She's just in here overlooking. She's an overlord. Once Her Highness sits upon the throne, she doesn't abdicate. She doesn't give it up. She even though she now is a producer for Megyn Kelly, she still comes in here and makes sure we do things right. Over there looking reeking sleagle. Oh, party foul Steve and Jennings. Look at these kids. Give them a pillow so they can fight.
Look how debonair.
So suave.
I told him just show up on the days I'm not here. It'll work out great.
Steve has an ego. I don't know if y'all know this or not. Party foul Steve doesn't like anyone to get into his space.
No.
Like he needs to be over there and just have the attention. Spotlight.
I can't relate.
Right? Exactly. I can't
I'm a
either.
narcissist and
Well, I mean, my counselor told me that I was a narcissist, which was hard to hear from an insignificant bitch like that.
see where I get it from?
Yeah.
I'm around you way too much. That's
I've
why
been
I'm
thinking
this
about
way.
Jennings' nipple for exactly 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have. Big show for you today. Of course, we're getting off the rails on a Thursday. Got some fun stories to talk about and some things we're going to discuss. Party foul Steve, how is your show going? Beer for brunch.
It's killing it.
Killing it?
It's really doing well right now in the middle of signing some sponsors.
Right.
Like money backers. And
send some money
sponsors.
to Party Foul Steve.
Yeah.
So your show's about alcohol. Does that make you a barcissist?
Probably so. It's very little to do with alcohol, even though that was the way it started off, but it's went kind of a different direction. We're still drinking beer, though.
Can I have the name
Good.
Beer for Brunch?
No, I need it.
Okay. Because I'll tell you what, I'll make it. It's a genius name.
Yeah.
It's a genius.
Beer for Brunch was copyrighted as a beer, so we had to copyright beer with the number 4 brunch, and that's why the podcast changed name to Beer for Brunch. And,
Just like I have CP4TX. I'm Chad Prather, and I approve this effing message.
Mm-hmm.
So the other week we had Corey Proctor on the show.
Yes.
And last week. And I, of course, was business on the top, party on the bottom. I was wearing shorts and flip-flops, and then I had my dress shirt and sport coat on up top. And people were commenting, and they were saying, you can't keep doing things like this, dressing like that, if you're going to be taken seriously as governor of Texas.
I disagree.
I disagree as well. I'm going to be me. And I don't know if you saw the intro to the show, but it says comedy, craziness, and common sense.
And a human mullet.
A human mullet.
Business up
Business
top.
on the top, party on the
down
bottom.
below.
I've always been a party on the bottom. And I will remain that way, even in the governor's mansion.
Yep.
We're going to have so much tequila on Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but people come at me, they're like I was at CPAC the other week. There in Dallas. I was at CPAC.
I saw you.
And the final day of CPAC, I wore, because I've got some pretty out there sport coats that I've had made over the years, and so I was wearing a gray with a little blue plaid on it and stuff. People are like, where'd you get that at Goodwill? Yeah, and it looked fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
How about that? Bleep that out. Not the fantastic part, because it was. Just I want to tell you, I'm going to continue to be me, Natalie. Me.
That's what we want.
That's what I'm going to give you.
But the rumor is you can't win that way because it's much bigger than you.
Let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pull so many people into this primary election that have never voted in a primary election, and it's going to be fantastic.
That's good.
It's going to be fantastic. We understand what the mission is to primary Greg Abbott. It's not splitting the vote. It's a Republican primary.
Mm-hmm.
We get him below 50%. When I say we, I'm talking about Don Huffines and Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, both of them my good friends.
Mine too.
Yours as well.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you'll be the first politician ever who, if he keeps his campaign promises will go to jail.
Yeah. See? So like last week, whenever the House Democrats, the state reps in Texas, the Democrats decided to bail out on the special session. Jumped on a bus with a case of Miller Lite.
I saw that.
And then they jumped on a plane that had been chartered by a Lebanese businessman from Las Vegas, Nevada. And they flew to hide under the skirt of Nancy Pelosi. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, I'm going to tell you what I would have done to these Democrat House members in the state of Texas who bailed on their responsibility. But first, how will you know when you're ready to do something about your receding hairline and bald spot? Look at this. Look at that. Do you see it?
That's wisdom.
No one brings that much sexy to the table with a little hair ring. First thing you see in the mirror is that little bald spot. It's time to do something about it. And I'm doing something about it. I'm doing something with Keeps. Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors. Hundreds of thousands of guys trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention. Keeps offers doctor-recommended, FDA-approved hair treatment, but it's only going to cost you half the price because they're using the generic versions of the prescription medication that they send you. Best of all, you do everything online. Answer a few easy questions, snap a couple of pictures of your hair, and a licensed doctor reviews your info and recommends the right hair loss treatment for you. It's going to be shipped discreetly to your door. I don't know why it's got to be discreetly. Your neighbors know if you're going bald. Should you have any questions along the way, you can message your Keeps doctor 24/7 and track your progress with Keeps progress tracking tool. But it is cool. It is cool. You know what's not cool? Going bald. Get you started with a special discount. Go to keeps.com/loss. That's keeps.com/loss for 50% off your first order of hair loss treatment. Go to keeps.com/loss, and we'll be back. Okay, there was a restaurant in Massachusetts. Of course, it was Massachusetts. Wokachusetts. Wokachusetts, Cape Cod, Brewster, Mass. My khakis. 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 Like you wear khakis.
In a car.
In a car. Have a
Pocket
lobster.
car.
You should bring it up to Mass.
Yeah.
The girl at CPAC told me that last week. She was from Massachusetts. She's talking. She's like, come up and run for whatever. I can't even do it. Run for governor in Mass. And I'm like, no. I don't know what language you people are talking. Have a lobster. Lobster. They closed. This restaurant closed for breakfast last week. They wanted to have a day of kindness. Now, let me tell you what that is. They said on Facebook, as many of our guests and patrons treat us with kindness and understanding, there have been an astronomical influx daily of those who do not. Swearing at us, threatening to sue, arguing and yelling at my staff, making team members cry. This is an unacceptable way to treat any human. Please remember that many of my staff are young. This is their first job or summer job to help pay for college. We've had to make adjustments due to the increase in business volume, size of kitchen, product availability, and staffing availability. We're not trying to ruin anyone's vacation or day off. Patrons have crossed the line from being just like rude or upset to verbally abusive. They told one of our workers, I hope you get hit by a car when you leave work today. First of all, okay, this Chris, this is why I cuss. This is why I use words of curse, because of this kind of nonsense right here. And it's going to be real hard for me to comment about this without taking to my poetic sense of linguistics.
Find your kindness.
I'm going, yeah, well, I don't want their freaking kind. I don't want to, like, maybe get me my coffee when it's still hot. Maybe bring me my lobster when it's dead and cooked. Maybe I shouldn't have to wait till tomorrow to get my chowder.
And maybe more restaurants should use the same business model as Dick's Last Resort.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good
I
idea.
mean, you just insult
Yeah,
the
you
customer.
insult your customers.
Like,
you say,
you know,
screw it.
first
You don't
of
like
all,
the coffee cold? Go get it yourself.
Yeah, toughen your sphincter, kids. If you're going to work at what's the name of this restaurant?
That's
Apt Cape Cod. Apt, APT. I think that's the name of it. Is that the name of it, Chris? Does that sound about right to you?
So
doesn't matter. You know why? Because I'll never eat there.
So wussification of America.
It is the wussification of America. And I hope your waitress gets hit by a car. I really do. I'm Chad Prather, and I approve this message.
I believe that's ka. Hope you get hit by a car.
Okay, let's be serious for a minute. So they're having a day of kindness. So they're closing down. They're like, we're just going to take a day to not have the meanness. We're just going to go suck at home.
Get in your safe space and just stay there.
It's a business safe space is what they're doing. We're just going to take breakfast off, and we're just going to sip lattes, and we're going to maybe go get petties, and we're going to be okay. And then later on, we're going to come in and suck during the lunch hour, and people are going to wish harm upon our waiters and waitresses and our cook staff all over again.
Yeah.
First of all, you're in Massachusetts.
Those employees aren't designed to be in that.
Yeah, don't be in the service industry,
Don't be in the service
kids.
industry. It's tough.
That's your first job. Mow grass. All right, mow grass. I'm sure you can find something else to do. Chris's people have. All you got to do is just go find something else where you just do your thing.
It's hard to serve coffee and find your zen and cobra stretch and, do all that stuff you need to do when you're serving coffee. So close down.
Apt Cape Cod.
Is that Chris's new nickname, Lawnmower Man?
No, that is funny, but no, I don't like that one. That is too descriptive. It says it just makes them like not wanting to come to work. First of all, if you're giving a quote to the newspaper, don't use the word like in your statement. It just makes them like not wanting to come to work. The young ones crying or going home and crying.
That's got to be a 21-year-old.
Yeah, it's just that that's what everyone needs, just to be nice, everybody everywhere.
If you go home crying from the job you're working at right now, if you go home and you cry every night, you need to go find somewhere else to work.
Yeah.
Quit right now.
For sure.
Find another job.
People are so mean to me. I serve them lobster, and they tell me that they want me to be hit by a car.
There's a lot of people looking for employees right now. A lot of companies. You can go anywhere you want and probably negotiate.
Yeah, I mean, we're some chicken restaurant somewhere. I got the article the other day. They're paying people like willing to pay them $50,000 to put them in management positions. I'm telling you, this is the time to take over the world. It's the time to. You know why they want us so weak? They want us weak, Jennings. And the reason because they want men to not be able to fight back when the foreign entities come in here and sex our women and come up with a whole new breed of tough, strong Mongols that take over the world. They know we have the best stock in genetic women and the prettiest women, and we just got women there. You saw yesterday. That dude was trying to put a baby on his titty to get the baby to feed. That's a weakness.
I'm still upset.
They want the feminization of the American male. And the Chinese they're going to come in here, they're going to invade, they're going to sex our women. And then you're going to have a whole breed of tall Chinese warriors.
They're going to sex me?
Yes, because they're short, you're tall. And they're going to come in there, they're going to climb up, they're going to sex you, and they're going to have a whole breed of Mongols.
We're going to have a whole
Genghis Khanians. That's what they're going to have.
That's
what they're going to do. They're going to
Mings.
sex our women, Jennings.
They're going to climb up on me?
We can't fight back. We're weak. We're sucked. We got babies sucking on our titties. We're chest feeding.
I can't.
We're going home from work crying every night.
It's the pussification of America, man. That's what it is. And everybody's like, "Oh my God, he's being a toxic masculine." No, I just want you to quit being a little bitch. Stop being a little bitch.
That's
Soy boy, beta male. Stop being a Stop it.
That Chinese guy's sexing my wife in my car.
What am I gonna do? He's sexing my wife.
In my car?
He asked me for the keys to my little Volvo, and I gave them to him. And now he's with my woman. You didn't have a woman.
I can't believe a Chinese man's going to climb up on me.
Going to climb up on you. He's going to sex you, and they're going to create a tall version of Chinese warriors. Mark my words, Chris Cruz. That's what's going to happen. They're coming for our women, and we can't fight back because we're weak. Mm-hmm. We're weak. I had this talking to soy boy beta male cooks. I had this guy. I went down to the border, right, and I was standing at the river, standing there at the Rio Grande, and I'm like, there's Mexicans or whatever they are over there. Chris, you would know. You can identify them. I was sitting over there, and I was looking, and they were all over there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, there's no wall. And this little brat comes on there. His profile picture is him doing ballet. And he comes on there, and he goes, there's a river there. That's the barrier. Like, look, you stupid little bitch. Maybe you don't understand. that thousands of people are walking across that river. What do you mean? They're like Jesus?
It's like needed.
Oh, their name's
Walking on the
Jesus.
water? No, it's that deep, fool. And guess what? They'll swim it. They'll swim it. Chris Cruz learned how to swim in blue jeans and a T-shirt.
They
In the
can
river.
swim and Chinese can climb.
They built a Great Wall of China. You know why they knew that they could climb and no one else could? They're going to scale you. They're going to scale you, Natalie.
Well,
They're going to breed you, and they're going to create a whole new breed of Genghis Khan Mongolian.
well, they better hurry
Bastards.
because I think I'm premenopausal.
They're going to take over the world. They're going to take over the world. That's
They
the
have
whole
to
thing. We
hurry.
can't fight back. Red Dawn. Red Dawn was a dream. Remember that movie? Wolverines! Now we're going to be going, oh, shit. Oh, Starbucks is closed. Bunch of man. Can't stand this shit anymore. And they want to tell me that I'm toxic. Well, good. I'm toxic. I'm Chad Prather. I approve this effing message. You know what I want to do? You want to know my solution to the border crisis? We give every ranch a backhoe. We remind the owners, the ranchers, that cadaver dogs can smell a dead body at 12 feet deep. Dig your hole to 15. And if some punk ass gangster with tattoos on his face comes walking across in the middle of the night, you know what to do. You know what to do.
Give him a job
oh my
running the
God,
backhoe.
how are you? You know why? Because I'm not a pussy.
Or he can get a manager's position at a chicken place for
You can get a manager.
$50,000 a year.
That's right. It's like this ranch has been in our family since 1830. My son doesn't want to do it. You know why? Because he's a pussy. I got nothing to hand my land over to. You know why?
Why?
Because he likes boys, and he's probably going to have, and if he liked girls, it would be a waste because the Chinese are going to sex this woman anyway. This is what I'm talking about, Natalie.
This is
People are like, I can't believe you're saying all this. Oh my God, I can't believe you're saying all this. No, it's the truth.
They try to sex that breastfeeding dude, and they're going to be surprised.
I hope we go to a whole big old mass of those she dudes, and then the Chinese come over here, they invade America, and they're suddenly confused because they're like, which being interpreted means this chick has a.
I'm pretty sure that's Japanese.
I did all this climbing and scaling for a dude.
was that Mandarin?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm telling you, man, it's just, I can't stand it anymore. We have weakened ourselves. Tough men create strong and good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times, and hard times create strong men. Right now, we got easy times. There's nobody oppressed. You got the Minnesota representative who's like, y'all pulling me over because I'm black. No, because you were sped off from the red light and you
didn't have a license
didn't have
plate.
a license plate on the front of your car, and then you were driving with an expired license, and you tried to use your privilege of being a lawmaker in Minnesota. You still had a driver's license from Wisconsin. You didn't bother to switch that over and obey the law, and you got a ticket. You're like, you just knew I was black. Mm-hmm. You were driving a Mercedes.
I hope the police get an apology.
I'm glad to see our representatives out there in the middle of the night, checking the neighborhoods out.
Should have pulled his black ass out of the car and done a breathalyzer. Let's see what you ate. Let's see what. Could you pop the trunk for me, sir? Let's just go ahead and racially stereotype everybody. God, I don't even care anymore. I don't care if you're black, white, gay, straight, fat, skinny, trans. I don't care what you identify as. I don't care your persuasion. I don't care what sex you want to have. I don't care what you do in your bedroom. I don't care. I'm going to make fun of all of you because you've all become wussies. Wussies.
I have a lot. I have
Cancel me.
Gay friends.
Please, I need a break. You got a gay friend?
No, I have a lot of them.
You're off the show.
No.
You got a lot of them. Like how many?
100% agree with you.
Yeah, of course you do.
Because men have become weak, and that's why they're gay. They want strong gay men.
They want strong gay
I'm
men.
serious. Like
They want a big hairy bear.
they want it, and they're like, where are they all going?
Listen, when I go to West Hollywood and walk around in a cowboy hat, I'm like a revival of the Village People.
You
They
really
can't get
are.
off my ass.
Yes.
They're like, come here to me, you hunk of man.
Yes.
And I'm like, just call me Adam. Walking around looking like a daddy snack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I ain't scared. I'm not homophobic at all. I love everybody. I love everybody. Smell my breath.
Oh my gosh.
We're off the rails on a Thursday, folks, and having a blast doing it. You know what? Come at me. I don't care. Send the hate mail to steve@watchchat.com. It's going to, we're just getting fired up and getting started. You need a day of kindness. Stop being weak. Stop being weak. Meet force for force. Somebody tells you their coffee's cold, pour it in their lap and quit. Go get another job. You're better than that, kid.
It's cold anyway.
You don't deserve that. That Apt Cape Cod doesn't deserve you. My God, out of 4 billion sperm, yours won. You are a winner. Go out there and get you a job at the chicken restaurant. They treat a man like a man. You have cholesterol for breakfast. Fantastic. You know what else is manly? Hang on, we got to take a break. You know what else is manly?
Mm-hmm.
TACPAK. The premier monthly subscription box for military, tactical, prepper, and Second Amendment enthusiasts. Soy boys don't carry TACPAK. New attacks on our Second Amendment rights. It's more important than ever to show your support and get equipped. $49.95 a month. You're going to get at least $100 worth of gear. 511, Sons of Liberty, Gunworks, Mission First, Tactical, Armor Spec, a whole lot more. They're going to send out AR-15 parts. Those big, scary black guns. AR-15 parts, accessories, everyday carry tools, knives, gear that is going to keep you prepared for when the poo-poo hits the fan, and right now it's smearing on the wall. The next pack is a perfect jumping in point to see what these boxes are all about. Lots of variety. In this one, 7 items total. That includes range gear, tools, EDC, and apparel. TACPAK.com. You know how to spell it? TACPAK.com.
I
They have
spell it.
F-15 parts over there, too?
What's that?
Do they have any
F-15, yeah,
F-15
we need the shall not be infringed, baby. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Use promo code CHAD, I spell it Chad, at checkout to receive a free extra bag of tactical goodies. Just gets me just, woohoo, it makes my restless leg syndrome just start kicking up when I think about an extra bag of tactical goodies. Don't wait, they're flying off the shelves, and they've sold out before the deadline the past few months. You know the offer code? CHAD, I spell it Chad. Go to TACPAK.com, TACPAK.com. Sign up like I did, and we'll be right back. So this is a Texas chicken chain. I want to follow up on this just so people know. Layne's Chicken Fingers. $50,000 in annual salary to teenage managers.
Wow.
Beans don't burn in the kitchen. Chicken cooks at Layne's. Says we bring young people in and we pay them a learning wage where we teach them the ropes of the business, how to put on an apron. Yes, my friends, you too can make $50,000 a year learning to put on an apron, put on a hat, how to cook toast. The CEO, then they can move up to that living wage.
How to cook toast?
How to cook toast.
Okay.
There you go.
Bring a notepad.
I like to tell these kids that they can become a general manager, make really good money, and then the ultimate goal is to let them own their own franchise businesses at some point.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That is great.
There you go.
$50,000 a year, which my best friends went to school to go be educators, and they're not making that.
No, I know.
In
That's
their
exactly
first year.
Right. I mean, starting salary for a teacher, probably what, $45,000. Used to be your master's degree was $45,000.
Yes.
Now I think Texas businesses have been struggling to keep the doors open due to staff shortages. Number of job openings reached a new high of 9.3 million in April, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I need some of this Layne's chicken fingers. I want to see. Obviously, it's good. They're making that kind of dough. That's some serious cake. Right
Where's
there.
our nearest one?
I don't know. Look it up, Steve.
I'm looking.
My friend's a regional sales manager for a large food chain with many restaurants, and she was telling me it's hard even to find managers. They're starting them at $55,000 for their managers, and they go up to $100,000.
It's amazing. I mean, that is clucking awesome.
But these are big restaurants, but they're having a hard time because the people are there saying, we don't want to take the pay and cut from when the government was giving them to live.
12 miles, 20 miles. There's 4 of them right here. In
Really?
Yeah.
In DFW, huh?
Yeah,
Layne's
Roanoke, Frisco,
Somebody's going to be eating in Roanoke this
Allen?
evening.
Louisville.
I'll go.
I do love Yardbird. Yes. And but when I go in there, I'm going to give those kids the hardest freaking time. Like, I'm going to bitch at them. I'm going to get a hard time. Layne's is going to need a day of kindness.
They are.
And I just want to say, I'm going to be like, hey, you want to be the manager? I'm fixing to go full-blown Karen on your ass.
Right. Can you handle it?
Let's see if you can handle it. Let's see if you're worth $50K.
Mm-hmm.
They've been around since 1994.
All right.
Born and bred in Texas.
Oh, that's cute.
That is plucking
That's
awesome.
so cute. That's
Shark
so cute.
advocates. Shark advocates. I don't know who grows up to be a shark advocate. Marine experts and advocates in Australia are urging the public to refrain from using the word attack in referencing shark attacks, declaring that the media has warped the reputation of the majestic predatory, apex predatory fish
It's
as a deliberate killer. What?
That's how you keep your kids from swimming too far out. Watch out, get too far out there, the sharks.
That's right.
That's just good parenting.
None of the men
And
went
you don't
into
have
the
to
water.
go chasing after them too far.
Yeah.
Speaking of Boston, you remember Jaws? 900 men went into the water. 200 came out. They look at you with them black eyes like a doll's eyes.
But when a shark eats you,
it's
it's
supposed to be
attack.
called an interaction.
no.
This is what they're advocating
This
for.
is.
They want it to be a
It's a
shark interaction.
It should
It's
be
a-
a
that's
shark snack.
Somebody's like, how'd you lose your arm? I had an interaction with a shark.
I was a shark snack.
Yeah. You know, Bree, she was cute. She bled to death on the beach after a shark interaction. Shark attack is a lie, according to University of Sydney language researcher Christopher Pepinneff. Why does a guy have a hyphenated name?
Because his wife's probably a doctor.
Christopher Pepinneff. Pepinneff.
He's feeding the baby off his titty.
Yeah.
Pepinneff.
The attacks are usually merely nips and minor injuries from smaller sharks. Like, it was a pinky. That was all you lost. Really? Come on, Roy Scheider. Not like you.
I had a shark interaction when I went into her. Like, that's the enter.
If that's the
She
case,
ate
you would
me.
have to change it across all species of animals. Like, there's no more dog attacks or,
So listen, by the way, rapists are now,
It's an interaction.
it's an interaction.
Oh.
It's not a sexual attack.
you were interacted with a
You were
rapist.
interacted with. Let's
Again,
make
into her-
sure that language researcher Christopher Pepinneff argues correctly. This is insanity. So sexual harassment is now just an interaction. Okay.
That's really.
I
good
just
news.
touched your butt, Natalie. That was all it was.
It was tight.
It was. It used to be.
I need a lunge.
You got to do some squats.
You're rude. It's tight.
I'll take
Ish.
your word for it. Stop tempting me to touch your butt.
Oh my gosh.
And it brings it right back to Finding Nemo. He touched the butt.
If you go into the ocean, that's their world, and they're going to attack
You've
your ass
entered
if they want
into
to.
their ecosystem.
That's
it's why I
right.
don't get in the ocean.
I'm not a big fan either.
No,
I'll get into it. But
You know why? Because I don't want to have a shark interaction. They say you can have a shark encounter, a shark incident, or simply bites.
Remember that time
let's just simplify it to bite.
Steve
Shark
Irwin
bite?
had a stingray
An interaction with a stingray.
Yeah.
okay.
There have been people in Africa who have had lion interactions.
There's that act out there in Las Vegas. That guy had a lion interaction.
Tiger interaction.
Speaking of interactions, Cheyenne, Wyoming, they're facing massive online backlash for allegedly selling T-shirts that promoted violence against members of the LGBTQ plus community. The T-shirt depicted a bearded man taking aim at the viewer with the revolver reading, "In Wyoming, we have a cure for AIDS. We shoot effing effits." Wow.
Yeah, that's a little.
Wow. Chris Cruz, wow.
Sounds like they had a few gay interactions.
I mean, we're
That's
sad
how-
to say we failed to convince the local bar to pull these shirts from circulation. In other words, they're still selling them. We hope that they would choose to stop selling them, and then they realize the harm it did to the LGBTQ community and those living with AIDS. The governor got involved. He decried the bar's decision to sell T-shirts with such a message.
I kind of got to go with.
Look, people get pissed off at my shirts. It says, "I trust Dr. Seuss more than Dr. Fauci."
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. I mean, that's strong.
That is strong, but you don't have to buy it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Don't wear it.
Well, I mean, I've been the subject of hateful rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's that one.
I've never tried to put it on a T-shirt.
That's strong.
You want to know what's strong?
Mm-hmm. The cold coffee.
Border Patrol seizes more than $4 million in Puerto Rican cocaine bust.
Oh.
$4 million is not a lot, though. That's like a bag. I'll take a 4 bag. That's quite the interaction. $4.6 million. Oh, 4.6. That's considerably more. 4.6 million. That's 136 bricks of cocaine in 7 different bales.
How big's a brick? I mean, that could be.
Come on, act like you don't know.
Is it like a center block brick, or is this like?
And these are from
the
Puerto
amount
Rico?
confiscated so far in
Where?
2021, 31,956 pounds.
Wow.
That's a line that would go from here to Guatemala.
Where'd you say it was from?
Huh?
Where from?
It was from Puerto Rico.
Puerto
It's
Rico.
a fat line.
Puerto Rico. 343 pounds of cocaine, to answer your question. 343.
That would bring you some pain.
That's about 1 Jennings.
Damn.
Whoa. Whoa.
Well,
Couldn't help myself, Jennings.
Wow.
I've been waiting all day for
I
it.
don't blame you. I don't blame you.
come
It
on.
was right
Jennings
there
is
for
not
the
that many
picking.
bricks. Hans, bricks!
Dude,
He's
I've
not
been
that many bricks.
sitting here for 10 minutes trying to work in some way to say Layne fingers chickens.
We've already done all that.
And you just went ahead and did it, which was perfect. Good job.
But
Comedy,
from now on,
craziness,
what
and
if we-
common sense. You'll never be governor of Texas, you clown.
How would you like to be known for cocaine being measured by Jennings? You know?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that-
How
like
many
a kilo,
Jennings you got?
Like,
I
it's
need
not a
some
kilo
Jennings.
anymore. It's like
kinda
we
cool.
found 1 Jennings.
One Jennings worth. Hey, if it's
We found
worth
a Jennings worth of
$4.6
cocaine.
million, I feel
There we
flattered.
go.
Yeah. Well, apparently 1 Jennings of cocaine is now rolled upon our shores
Yeah.
after having an interaction with a shark.
Yes.
That shark swam across the ocean in record time.
Looking for chicken fingers from Layne.
That's right. That's right. It was just a shark bite. Just a little bite.
Make sure you tell everybody at Layne's you heard about it on the Chad Prather Show.
Yeah.
Here's a last name. Like I don't care about this story as much as I'd like this person. Florida woman was arrested. She refused to wear a face mask on Delta Airlines flight and then spit at passengers. Police dragged her ass off the plane.
Or they should drag her ass off the
Yeah,
plane.
you don't. Yeah,
Here's her
that's-
name, 23 years old, probably works at Apt in Cape Cod. Adelaide Schrowang. 23 years old.
Spell it.
Schrowang. SCHROW Wang.
And she did not
Shro
get
Wang.
thrown in jail for not wearing a mask. She got thrown in jail for spitting in people.
Yeah, well,
you
probably
know.
both. Unruly behavior. Yeah. Yelled at officers, spat at. That's why you got to beat their ass.
Yeah.
Got to beat their ass.
Yeah.
Come on, mom and dad, beat their ass. Grandparents, your kids aren't doing it. To your grandkid, you got to take off the
Spank
belt,
it.
pops, and you got to pop that ass. Okay.
Spank it.
Adelaide Schrowang. That's a big name. Hang tight. We'll be right back. So I'm reading an article here in ricochet.com. And, of course, as I alluded to earlier, the Democrats, the House representatives in Texas, they jumped on a plane. They took off to Washington, D.C. Says Governor Abbott has said he will keep calling special sessions right up to the 2022 elections if need be. I suspect he will stay with that. He has a primary challenge of his own to contend with from pretty solid, dependable former state senator as well as Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. Oh, and the ever quick wit of Chad Prather. So there you go.
Does it say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Says it right there in the news. Right there in the news.
Like it.
The ever so quick wit of Chad Prather.
It is quick.
So let me tell you what I would do. Let me tell you what I would do to them. And I posted this on Facebook the other day. Someone said, Chad Prather, how would you handle the Democrats walking out and going to D.C. and refusing to vote on election bill? Do you agree with Governor Abbott on arresting them when they return? They want to get arrested because that just gives them more notoriety, right? They want that. I said, if they came back, I would have the locks on their office doors already changed. Like we'd change the locks on the doors, we'd fire their staff, we'd cancel their committee assignments. declare their seats vacant. We would go ahead and arrest them for violating their oaths, but we'd go further. We'd prohibit them from ever holding public office in the state again and declare an emergency quorum and get on with business. People were like, you can't legally do that. And I was like, well, then arrest me for doing it, because that's what we'd do. But that's what we would do.
I love the chaos.
If I had to go down there with a Black & Decker screwdriver and change the locks myself in the Capitol building, by God, they wouldn't be getting back in there because I'd be the keymaster.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. He said he would arrest them if the session was still going.
Well,
because technically they're not arresting them, they're detaining them and bringing them
back and locking them into the Capitol to do their jobs.
Okay, but what if session was considered concluded?
They just keep it going. I mean, but that's why I say screw all that. Just have an emergency quorum and keep the vote going and just say these seats are vacant. It's a dereliction of duty. They violated their oath of office and they're out. There was one, Leo Pacheco. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. He sent back, they copied all this stuff. They sent an email to all of them. Somebody sent an email that said, hey, you guys go and you bunch of jackasses can just stay in Washington, D.C., stay in the swamp, whatever. And he fired back and he said, listen, asshole. This was his words. He said, I work in the oil and gas industry. I'm out here busting my ass so you got gasoline to get in your car. He didn't even go to D.C. apparently from this thing. He said, I'm not in Washington, D.C. So that means he was in the state of Texas working instead of being at the Capitol where he should have been doing his job in the special session legislature. People like that, drag their ass in. Drag them in and put them in there.
You should
chain them to the freaking desk.
You know what? When they come in and they find their office locked, though, you should give them at least a complimentary can of Miller Lite.
Yeah. It'd just be sitting right. I'd just have a case, a little 6-pack sitting right there at their door. That's what I would do.
Well, I mean, if somebody holds a vote and I'm not there and I don't get to vote, then I just don't get to vote and it doesn't count. So
well, but by God, your ass is going to be there.
But
you took an oath of office to be there.
Well, how about have the vote without them there?
Well, but again, you got to have a quorum. So you would have to call for an emergency quorum, and you would say, okay, these seats are considered vacant. There is no vote for that district. You have vacated a dereliction of duty. You have vacated what you were elected to do, and that's the way we go. So,
how about when they fly back, you just have them turn off the lights at DFW and they overshoot and end up in Mexico? I mean, granted, they'll be able to get back pretty easily, but
they have no problem coming back. Yeah, makeup girl did my beard too dark.
You keep saying that.
Yeah. Oh well,
makes him look more like a cowboy.
Oh well,
that's just it's just so frustrating.
Cowboy,
it's teaching people just to throw a fit when things aren't hunky dory.
Yeah, you know what they could do? They could get a job at Layne's Chicken Fingers.
That's true.
They could. It pays better than
it probably does pay better than what they're doing.
Listen,
but do they know how to put an apron on?
I mean, these state reps only make like $7,000 a year, right? They ain't making no money. The senators only make like $7,200. I know at the state reps, I'm not quite sure, but might be a little bit more. But yeah.
Somebody spent
I don't know if they know how to put on an
$100,000 to take them on the private jet, 2 private jets.
Yeah, that was a Lebanese businessman.
How much does a governor make?
$153,000.
So why are we?
I mean, we're talking. That's a lot of change right there.
Okay, why are these?
Spend $100 million to get into an office that pays you $153,000 a year.
Why are the politicians getting money from Lebanese to go?
They just use their plane. They didn't get money. They just use their plane. Still wrong.
The guy was out there like just looking for anybody who would pay for a plane ticket.
Look, the whole thing was they had a whole thing planned out, right? That's why Greg Abbott shouldn't have waited 6 weeks to call the special session, because it's like putting a kid in timeout and just gives them 5 minutes to think about the next round of shit they're going to do to you. Instead, you got to beat that ass right up front. While you you can't let a dog walk away from a turd for an hour and then come smear its nose and beat its ass. You got to do it right when it shits on the carpet.
It's hot and steamy.
Yeah, when they know what they just did.
Yeah.
Correct me again.
And by the way, we will stick your ass.
Didn't this extend the voting hours and the voting days and stuff like that?
What?
The thing that they're trying to do will extend the voting hours on voting day and stuff?
You're killing me, Smalls.
Tell me about it.
You're saying what they're trying to do?
Yeah, what they were trying to.
What's their goal? By
voting?
Well, they're voting on election integrity.
Yeah.
They want to be able to. They want to be able to force you. You should have to show an ID to vote.
Yeah.
And among other things. So the whole reason they walked out was because they're saying that this pursuit of election integrity, this bill is racist, and it is a violation of the rights of those who are minorities, which again is stupid to insult a black person by saying you can't, which apparently even state reps in Minnesota can't go get an ID when they move from Wisconsin. So I don't know. Maybe there's something to all of this. Maybe they got a point. Maybe black people aren't smart enough to go get an ID.
The thing about it is what I'm saying, yes, that's part of it. But part of what was in there was to extend the voting hours on voting day.
Well, they want to be able to have a voting day, not a voting season.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the problem. And see, the Democrats don't want that. Because again, they do it under the guise of. It's not like they're at work
anyway.
I mean, yeah, you know where to go. You know where to go. But, got to deal with this thing. Something's got to happen. But you give somebody 6 weeks to plan out your strategy of how you're going to do a PR move, I promise you it was all mapped out. They knew what they were going to do. They had the whole thing planned.
And it all happened at the Apt joint up in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
That's where they did it.
Over chowder.
Yeah.
Listen.
We're not going to take a car. We're going to take a plane.
I can tell you where to get the best chowder. Massachusetts is not the place. Like if you're like who in Massachusetts has that thin of skin? These are tough individuals. Have you not been to an Irish bar in Boston, Mass?
Yeah.
What, Steve?
Nobody I know.
Steve has the worst habit of just talking while somebody else is talking rather than wait until they're done.
I thought you were done. You took a breath.
No. What were you saying?
No, I'm
Say
agreeing
it. You got
with
25 seconds.
I said I was agreeing with you. Everybody up there's tough. You got to be tough to live up there.
They are. They don't
even
take the lobster out of the shell.
No, they just
eat it like Daryl Hannah and Splash.
Yeah.
When she's the mermaid, she's like,
they don't attack it though. They just have an encounter.
It's an encounter with a lobster.
Nice callback,
Cape
Steve.
Cod.
Nice callback.
We've got more. Hang tight. I'm a menace, a dentist, an oral hygienist. Open your mouth for about 4 or 5 minutes. Anyway, on a higher note, Army vet last week was shot Tuesday night because he was caught in a crossfire in East Harlem. He was shielding children on the sidewalk when he was struck by a bullet. Wilbert Greer, 59, hit once in the upper torso amidst a gunfire that erupted during a feud between two groups of young men in Harlem. So he's okay. And I said the adrenaline just kicked in, and he protected the kids. His first instinct was to protect the youngsters playing outside when the bullets started flying. So God bless you, brother.
That's right.
Yeah. And police on Wednesday said they arrested Jabari Albright, 18, in connection to the shooting. Jabari Albright, that's a good Jewish name.
Jabari,
yeah. We're headed into the weekend, folks. Headed to the weekend, and I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that I'm going to be in Abilene, Texas. Abilene, Texas on the 23rd and 24th. That is this weekend. So come see us. If you could get a ticket, sneak one in. Or come to the back door and Party Foul Steve. We'll let you in.
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
Get your tickets now. Emily, Minnesota. Tell all your friends in Minnesota vacationing up there in the lakes, around the lakes there. Emily, Minnesota. We're going to be at Big Al's. Isn't that fantastic? Big Al's on Highway 6. Tickets at watchchat.com.
But they got good food.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, with a name like Big
That
Al's.
sounds like
cool
it.
You can measure
outside. It's gonna be
cocaine by
great.
him.
Yeah, probably.
There are no Puerto Ricans out there in cocaine land. Anyway, watchchat.com. Visit us over there for all the fun stuff is. Prather2022.com. I'm your effing governor. I love y'all. God bless you. We will talk to you on Monday. Bye.